Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the Outcasts of Poker Flat, written by Bret Harte. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Now, the Outcasts of Poker Flat, very interesting work here. Very fascinating what happens. Basically, you have Poker Flat. Um, it's a place where you have these vigilantes that want to clear the town of, you know, um, morally corrupt people or people who are ethically not proper, I guess you can say. So they formed this group of vigilantes that's going to get rid of the prostitutes, the gamblers, the thieves, the drunkards. And just wipe the town of everything evil. John Oakhurst is a very interesting individual that we meet within this work. He kind of is somewhat of the strongest but also the weakest member of this group of people that they exile from Poker Flat. He's a gambler. He's an expert gambler. He's been gambling all his life. So Oakhurst, along with the Duchess and another. So the Duchess is a prostitute, and then there's another prostitute by the name of Shipton. So Shipton, the Duchess, and Uncle Billy, along with Oakhurst, are the four people that are pretty much by the vigilantes. They are pushed out of the town. So um, they pretty much they have to go to another town, or they're outcast to another town. Um, that they pretty much have to get over this mountain range to get to. The new town is called Sandy Bar, and they have to go there to live from now on. So pretty much what ultimately happens is that they have to go on a journey, and it's not looking like they're going to make it. And so they're pretty much pushed out of the town, and they start on their journey. Oakhurst has a horse, and they have mules, and at first it looked like they were gonna make it, but that's not really what happened. But they're very kind to one another. They actually create a sense of community between one another. And the Duchess and Shipton, they're both prostitutes. Shipton is, or Mrs. Shipton, she's much older. Miss Shipton, she's much older than the Duchess. And they're both prostitutes. Billy is like a drunkard and a thief. Oakhurst is a gambler. So the town wanted to get rid of all these bad people, I guess. So they go on the journey, and pretty much it starts snowing, and it doesn't look like they're gonna make it through the mountain range. There's two other people that show up. These two people weren't outcasts. It's just they just meet along the way. Tom Simpson is the person that they meet along the way with his or soon to be wife, Piney Woods. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of funny that Tom Simpson's wife, that I guess he's about to go elope with Piney Woods. Piney Woods is not a prostitute, but I mean, the name kind of sounds like a name that a prostitute would have. I mean, Piney Woods. I mean, it's kind of, you have one prostitute named Shipton. You have another one named um, it's just I don't know. The name Piney Woods, Duchess, and Shipton, they all sound like prostitutes. But Piney Woods, just to be clear, she's not a prostitute. She is the girlfriend of, or the fiance of Tom Simpson, and they're gonna elope and get married. Tom Simpson, he actually thinks really highly of Oakhurst, of John Oakhurst, because he was gambling one time and he lost all his money. And Oakhurst told him basically, go away. Here's your money back. You're not a good gambler. Don't do it again because you suck. You pretty much you suck at it. All right, so go away. So Tom was always grateful that that happened because it showed the human side of Oakhurst and that he's not all of a bad guy. So the journey goes on, and Tom finds this cabin that was broken into. The group takes there for lodging, and Tom Simpson and Piney Woods, they stay with this outcast group. They build a fire to try to stay warm. There's a storm that comes in, and the snow is pretty much they get snowed in, and they can't go anywhere. Uncle Billy, he actually steals the mules, which is quite interesting. He stays true to his character. He does steal the mules and disappears, but he leaves them. He doesn't steal their supplies and food. And so John Oakhurst, the Duchess, Piney Woods, Tom, and Shipton, they're all in this cabin, and they're just, trying to stay alive as best as they can. And after days upon days upon days upon staying in this cabin, Shipton dies. She was older, so she dies. And, Oakhurst and Tom, they're like, we gotta figure something out because we're gonna die here. And pretty much they decide to go back, or Tom decides to go back to, he decides to go to Poker Flat to get help or to find a way to rescue his girl. And Oakhurst is not going to go all the way back to Poker Flat with him, but he decides to go to the canyon. So I guess the canyon was along the way. So the men, they leave off, they leave the Duchess and Piney Woods in the cabin while they go off. And well, they never come back. Oakhurst never comes back. He actually gets to the canyon and then he commits suicide and leaves a suicide note. He picks a big tree and he commits suicide underneath the biggest tree next to the canyon. And his luck ran out. And we can assume that Tom goes all the way back to Poker Flat on his own. Maybe like he parts ways with. Maybe they parted ways. Um, you know, um, Oakhurst stayed near the canyon and commits suicide. He shoots himself in the heart and leaves a suicide note. And Tom Simpson, he goes back to Poker Flat and gets help. But when when help comes and the rescue come, they find Oakhurst's body. They see that he commits suicide, and when they find the women in the cabin, Piney Woods and the Duchess, they're dead in an embrace. They were in an embrace. They found their bodies dead in an embrace, and that's the end of the work. I mean, there's several in terms of analysis and deeper meaning. There's a lot of things to analyze with this work. For one thing, I guess you can see that Oakhurst was always going to plan on killing himself at the canyon because before he leaves, he kisses the Duchess, which leaves her stunned. It wasn't really like a romantic thing going on between them and within the work. It's just I think he was going to die, and so I mean he kissed the girl before he died, so we can understand why he did that. So that was interesting that he did that. And after that, we can say that, um, the Duchess, Shipton, they're very interesting characters. They're prostitutes, I get it. In the realm of society, a prostitute, is the bottom of the barrel, all right? Society, throughout the course of time, prostitution has always been that thing that all nations, all countries, it is under the lowest of lowest jobs you can have. Nobody respects it. It's dingy. It's a thing that people hide in alleys and dark streets to do. It's a job that is riddled with diseases and misfortune, and the women who get involved in this practice, they're not respected. They're not held high as models of society. It's viewed as morally corrupt. It's selling your body for a monetary gain, and it's yeah. But these women, they do, the Duchess and Shipton, they do show you there's how complex the human that humans are. They're not just women after sex. They that their lives were horrible, and maybe that's the only way that they could provide for themselves and eat and survive. But they do feel, they do have emotions, they do care about other people. I mean, Shipton tried to, take care of Piney as much as she can, even though Piney wasn't her daughter or her family or anything. Shipton, before she died, she tried to take care of Piney, even though Piney didn't even need the help. The Duchess, they do, show hints of happiness and love and care and laughter and true character and human behavior. So this work does show you, yes, they were prostitutes, yes, they were doing something in society that society does not see, that society condemns, but at the same time, they're still human. Their lives might not be that clean and pristine, but they're still humans. They still have feelings. They still love and laugh, and they still can care about other people, and they still have this, generosity and kindness and love and gentleness. It's just that their profession was just not valued, was not, honored. And in the realm of society, honor is very important. We love to honor people, and we love honorable things. And so when someone does something that's not honorable, we shame them. We think that they're valueless. But these women, the way that they treat other people, their kindness, and their community of outcasts, of misfits and ne'er do wells, showed that there is love and there is, more to them than just what's on the surface and what they've done with their bodies over their lives. Um, at the same time, John Oakhurst, he is a gambler. He's made a lot of money off of the backs of people, but at the same time, he does have character. He does have kindness. He does have compassion. He does have these things that, you would find from a Christian. Kindness, goodness. Faithfulness. Being, good to your fellow man. This community of outcasts, of morally corrupt people, I guess you could say, they show these characteristics that would be in line with Christians or true Christians, that depict love and patience and kindness and goodness and peace and gentleness and things like that, right? So in terms of deeper meaning analysis, we can see that Poker Flat, they were cold and unaccepting and unwilling for to understand people. But these group of outcasts, they were deeper than what Poker Flat fought. Poker Flat thought they were just unethical, immoral people that don't deserve to live. But Oakhurst, the way that he treated Tom and giving him his money back after he had lost all of his money and told him, not to get into gambling. It shows you that he has Oakhurst has a deep understanding of humans and other people, and understanding how to help out the fellow man when, your fellow man is lost. So that's very fascinating. We can look at these characters and look at their traits and seeing that there's more to them than meets the eye. They all die except for Tom, of course, who went back to Poker Flat to find help. It's kind of sad that, yes, these were people who were sinful and lost, and I guess by Poker Flat standard they were no good. But at the same time, these lost people showed that they have characteristics of redeemed people, which, I mean, you can take that into many different categories of, aren't all humans flawed? Aren't all humans sinful? I mean, going from, if you look at it from a Christian perspective, yes, all humans are lost and sinful and are in need of redemption. So there, you can understand this from that perspective, because these characters are more complex than what you would think. There's more to them. There's more love within them. It's not just, hey, their lives are not that perfect. They didn't make the best of the honorable decisions, but they're still humans, and there's still more to them than you can think of. Uncle Billy was just, I guess, the one in the group that just really screwed everybody, because he just took the horse, the mules, and just left them. So him, we'll leave him aside. But the other character is very interesting, very fascinating. How they cared for each other before they all died. So yeah, that's my summary analysis of this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.